Hello, everyone. On today's podcast episode, I'm going to talk about being fake and why being fake is detrimental. In the Bible, God said, the Bible, shows that God actually doesn't like people who are fake. God doesn't like people who pretend to be better than others. God prefers people who are humble and kind. And the reason why God doesn't like fake people is because that's how Satan behaves. Satan is a fake person. God never pretends to be something he's not. He rarely ever pretends to be something he's not. And it's only easy, it's easy to tell who God is because God rarely ever, lies. But you know who lies all the time? The devil. The devil lies all the time. Even the Antichrist is a complete liar. That means sinning, being fake is a sin. If you live your life pretending to be something else, someone else, you're sinning. This is an act of sin. Because only the devil leads and lives his life by deception. Deception is a sin. Manipulation is a sin. Tricking people is a sin. Scamming people is a sin. And pretending to be something else is scamming. Pretending to be someone else is something that you're not. You're scamming others. It's a scam. Faking your personality, your wealth, anything, you are sinning. God does not like fake people. That's why you don't like fake people. The things that God doesn't like are usually the things that you don't like. You don't like murder, God doesn't like murder. You don't like theft, God doesn't like theft. You don't like cheating, you don't like cheaters, God does not like cheaters. You don't like scammers, God does not like scammers. You don't like thieves, God does not like thieves. You don't like manipulative people, God does not like manipulative people. Let me give you an example of a reason why you don't like fake people. If you marry someone for 5 years, right? And then the person tells you, if you marry a man for 5 years, and then the person tells you, if as a woman, you marry a man for 5 years, and after 5 years, the man comes to you and tells you, I'm actually a woman. I've been pretending to be a man my entire life. Since I met you, I've been pretending to be a man. I'm actually a woman. Would you like that person? If you marry a woman, right? 5 years into the relationship, it comes out and tells you, I've been pretending to be a man the whole time we've been together. I'm actually a man. Would you like that person? Won't you feel deceived? Won't you feel bullied? Won't you feel insulted? Won't you feel mocked, manipulated by that person? This is why God does not like fake people. God does not like bullies, fake people, insulters, and scammers. If you pretend to be something you're not, you're actively sinning. If you pretend to have more money than you don't have, you're actively sinning. You don't have to lie. In life, if someone asks you a question, you don't have to lie. But you don't have to tell the truth either. You can always remain silent. You always have the right to remain silent. But if someone tells you something, if someone asks you a question and you lie, you're sinning. You don't have to lie. If you don't feel like telling the truth, you don't have to lie. You can just remain quiet or just state that I don't want to tell the truth. It's that simple. I know sometimes you feel forced to lie about X or Y, about your personality, about this, about that, about your money, about your friends, there's so many things to lie about, It's so easy to lie because, lying is easy. It's a way to, deceive people. It's a way to, manipulate people into thinking you're something you're not. And people love manipulating people into thinking there's something they're not, You want to look, everyone wants to look good in front of others. Because everyone wants to look good in front of others, it's easy to lie and pretend to be something you're not. I've seen so many cases, so many criminal cases where The criminal always lies. The criminals never ever tell the truth. But yet people always end up believing criminals anyways, even though they rarely ever tell the truth. Even when caught red-handed, they still lie. They still make excuses. The reason why they do it, it's always never listen to a criminal. They never tell the truth. Most people never tell the truth to begin with. Rarely ever tell the truth to begin with. Just about the regular day-to-day life. People rarely ever tell the truth about their regular day-to-day life. Much less criminals that have something to hide. So do not believe you somehow go to heaven being a liar. You just can't. Being a manipulative person will never get you to heaven, because that's how the Antichrist is. The Antichrist is a manipulative person. When you talk about the Antichrist coming, that's exactly what the Antichrist does. The Antichrist, when the Antichrist comes, he'll pretend to be Christ. He'll fake his entire personality. He'll come out. He's the first person that will come out and say he's Christ. He's the first person that will come out and say, yes, everyone, I'm Jesus Christ. You don't have to look around anymore. You don't have to search for Jesus anymore. I'm right here. I am the Messiah you guys have been looking for all this time. I'm here. The Antichrist is the first person that will come out and say, I'm here. Because it's easy to lie. It's hard to tell the truth. If you want to scam someone, it's so easy because, many people will never ask you, will try to find it. Many people will never try to find evidence of the things you say. You can tell them, I was born in X or Y. So actually where you were born, you can say I was born in, X when you were actually born in Y. And no one will actually try to find out what, where you were born, because it doesn't make sense. Most people will never think you lie about, where you were born or your age. So they don't think you lie. And it takes too much effort to even find out the truth. We just accept it anyways as the truth. It's that easy to lie. When you know that, most people will never find out, when you know that most people will never, take the effort to find out whether they're lying or not, why should you tell the truth? Why tell the truth when you can lie? That's the mindset of most people. When put in a sticky situation, the mindset is, why tell the truth when you can lie? It's not like they'll find out, ever find out that you're lying, right? Well, guess what? Nobody likes liars. Nobody likes fake people. If you live your life as a fake person, guess what? You're living an evil life. And most people are liars. I know you won't believe it, but it's the truth. Because it's easier to lie than it is to tell the truth. It's easier to work hard to make your money, right? Than it is to scam someone and make money. It's so easy to steal for someone, but it's so hard to work hard and make the money. It's easier to do evil things than it is to do good. But if you work hard and make your own money, right? That's your money. You will never be afraid to spend that money. You spend that money however you like, without fear that in the future something bad will happen to you. But if you stole that money, or you scam people for that money, the entire time from then on, your life will be filled with fear and anxiety. Because sometime, you never know in the future, somebody can come down to your doorstep asking you for the money that you stole. You'll never be truly able to enjoy the money that you scammed from someone, or that you manipulated from the hands of someone, or that you stole. Because the whole time your mind will be plagued with anxiety and stress over, being caught red-handed for your crimes. And this is the illusion of evil. Evil thing, it's easier to do evil, but there's a consequence to doing evil. There's a psychological consequence to doing evil. It's easy to kill someone, but now from now on, everyone will not like you because they know you're a murderer. Your life will be plagued with sorrow, because the moment people find out you killed someone, they won't like you as much as they did before. Even if you're a soldier, the moment people find out you killed someone, we won't like you as much as you did before. It's just how life works. God does not like murderers. That's why we don't like murderers. God does not like thieves. That's why we don't like thieves. Because God is omnipresent. God is us. And we are God. God does not like scammers. That's why we don't like scammers. God does not like bullies. That's why we don't like bullies. God does not like evil things. That's why we don't like evil things. But it's easier to do evil than it is to do good. That's how even though we don't like it, we still do it anyways. Even though we don't like it, we still do it anyways. And when we do it, we have to pay the consequences of that. You have to live your life in fear from then on. The people who like you may not like you as much if they know you're a murderer. Why? If you can kill someone, you can kill them. If they know that you're capable of killing people, they know that you're capable of killing them. It's hard to like someone who's capable of killing you at any point in time. They'll always have an instinctual fear of you from then on. People will be afraid of you from then on. It's hard to be friends with someone you're afraid of. You'll always be jaded around them. You'll always be scared around them. You'll never truly trust them. Because if they can kill someone, they can also kill you. This is why murderers are not like other murderers. If a murderer can kill someone, they can also kill your friends and family. And that's the problem with evil. There are real consequences to evil. Nobody likes evil people because God does not like evil people. So turn back. Be a kinder person in this world, and God will reward you for it. It's never too late. God still has your back. Turn back now. You don't have to be a fake person your entire life. It is possible to be a good person. It is possible to be a kind person. You don't have to lie. If someone asks you for the truth, you don't have to lie. You just don't say anything. You have the right to remain silent. Just not answer the question. You don't have to answer. You can filibuster all day. As long as you don't lie, it's not considered a lie. You can deflect the questions all day. As long as you don't lie, it's not considered a lie. You don't have, you don't have, you'll never be forced to lie. You always have the right to just be silent or, just deflect the question. You say, I don't want to answer it. It's that simple. I don't want to answer it or I can't answer it. I'm not capable of answering that question. These are the ways you can just, answer someone's question. I'm not capable of answering it. I don't have enough information to answer it. I don't want to answer the question. I can't answer the question. Ask me a different question. You don't have to lie. Because the moment you lie, you're sinning. And this is how life works. And when you sin, there are consequences of it. The moment you lie, for the rest of your days, your mind will be plagued with what? Doubts, fear. Why? If that person ever finds out the truth that you lied to them, they will never like you again. They may never like you again. They may never trust you again. So the moment you start lying to people, guess what? The moment you sin and lie, your life will be plagued with sorrow. Your life will be plagued with stress and anxiety. Why? Because now you'll be afraid of people ever finding out the truth. You'll now, for the rest of your life, be afraid. Fear will rule your days. Because if everyone ever finds out that you're a liar, they will never like you again. They will never trust you again. Because nobody likes liars. No one likes scammers. Nobody likes manipulators. Nobody likes schemers. So this is why you have to be careful. If you never lied to begin with, you never had to deal with that stress that comes with lying. You never have to deal with the punishment that comes with lying. That's how life works. Every sin has an immediate mental punishment. You will always have an immediate mental punishment for every sin that you do in this world. And the more sin you do, the more sin you commit, the worse your life becomes. This is why you can never be happy. Your body's, your life is filled with so many sins. You've done so many sins in life. And now you're paying the consequences of all the sins that you've done. You can't be happy when you're afraid that people will find out that you're a liar. It's hard to be, happy when your mind is plagued with the fact that the moment everyone finds out that you're lying, it's over. Your fake life will be over. Your schemes will be found out. Nobody will treat you the same ever again. You'll be mocked and insulted for being a liar. Publicly. Everyone who knows that you're a liar will shame you. They will insult you. They will bully you. And some of them, depending on how big the lie is, they'll just outright kill you. This is the life we live in. This is the punishment for sin. Death. This is why you have to be careful with being a manipulator. This is why you have to be careful with being a fake person. Being fake is a sin. Being a liar is a sin. There are consequences for lying. So, be more careful in life and try to be an honest and humble person. Nobody's perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the richest person in the world. And if you think, some rich people like to pretend to be poor, and they are. You don't have to be the poorest person in the world for people to like you. You don't have to be the richest person in the world for people to like you. People will like you regardless of whether you're rich or poor. Your character determines how much people like you. If you're a kinder person, a genuine person, a humble person, people will like you more than a fake, cocky, manipulative person. Whether you're rich or poor, it doesn't matter. People like those who they like. And it's hard to like someone who only knows how to sin. It's hard to like a fake person because nothing about them is real. Everything you know about them is a lie. How can you like someone who you don't even know? It's hard to like someone when you end up finding out that everything you know about them is a lie. They lied to you. You call them your friend and they lie to you. How can you really trust someone? You give them the truth. And all they did was spin a web of lies. You came to them as a genuine friend. They came to you pretending to be your friend. While hiding the true self from you. How can you really like someone like that? Who's very fake? You just can't. It's very, very hard to like someone whose entire personality is fake. Who's only capable of pretending to be someone that they're not. Who's only capable of lying to you. And not ever capable of telling the truth. This is what you need to be careful of, Sins have real consequences in this world. You don't have to you don't have to die before you experience the consequences of your actions. You will experience the consequences of your sin right here on earth. Before you even go to hell, your life will be plagued with misery right here on earth before you die. So if your life is miserable right now, it's a sign that you're sinning. It is a sign that your life is filled with sin. You're either mocking someone, you're insulting someone, you're manipulating people, you're fake, you're a liar. These are the basic sins, You don't have to be a murderer to be a sinner. If your life is filled with lies, that's sin. If your life is filled with manipulating others, that's sin. If your life is filled with, pretending to be something you're not, that's sin. If your life is filled with, drugs, that's sin. If your life is filled with scamming others, that's sin. If your life is filled with insulting others, that's sin. These are the things that, sin has consequences. These are the regular, everyday sins that we do on a daily basis that we never think about, we don't care about. You only think that other people are sinning, but not you. But yet here you are, always sinning. There's always someone you can, you insult, isn't there? You always find people to insult. There's always that person, that you just can't help help but mock or insult, Or there's always that lie that you've been keeping alive from your family members or from your friends for a long time. You lie about everything, don't you? If you're a liar, guess what? You're sinning. So if you have to pay the consequences of your actions, don't blame God. God didn't take away a good person. God took away a sinner. It's easy to sin. It's hard to do good. But the benefits of good, speaks for itself. If you're a good person, if you don't sin, if you don't lie, if you don't scam others, you make your money honestly, that money will be yours. You'll never fear that someone will come and take your money from you because because you manipulated your way into getting that money. You'll never be afraid of the government ever finding out that you're a scammer. Then they'll try to steal your money from you. You never have to be afraid of that. You made your money legitimately. If you never lie to someone, you never ever find out. You'll never be afraid that they'll ever find out the truth that you're a liar. It'll never happen. Since it'll never happen, you never have to be afraid of that. The fear, anxiety, and stress that comes from lying, you'll never have to experience it. Your life will be more peaceful than that of a liar. The benefits of being a good person, speaks for itself. The benefits of being a good person speaks for itself. So that's it for today's podcast episode. Be a good person, and your life would definitely be happier than the liars. Your life would definitely be happier than that of a sinner. It's by default. Sin comes with its own mental stress, comes with its own mental consequences. If you don't sin to begin with, your life would never be filled with so much misery. Change your life, change your behavior, change your choices, and your life will be happier. That's it for today's podcast episode. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.